What's up everyone, my name's Dimitri. I'm a current VC English language tutor and also owner of tutoring agency learnmate.com.au, and today I'm going to be showing you where and how to find recent media examples for your essays in 2016. Now, in order to do well in VC English language, obviously you've got to complete an essay, and the essay accounts for a good part of the actual exam at the end of the year and also for your SACs. Now, to do well in the essay section, obviously, there are going to be a variety of factors like expression, your structure, use of meta-language, and so forth. But today we're going to focus more on how and where to find media examples, and then coupling this with linguist examples to prove those media examples. So, as I said, today we'll focus on that, and that part of the equation is what will allow you to also build a foundation to get a good result. So I've actually published an article. What I'm saying today is available in article format. In the link in the description of this video, you can find a link to this particular article if you wish to read it instead. So I have spoken to many past high-scoring graduates of VC English language, and many have told me that what allowed them to do well in the essay section, or section C, was simply the linguistic awareness to be able to see what's happening out in the real world and take those examples and then include it in your essay. Now, this originality is what allows you to get a really great score in English language. Now, remember this equation, guys? Modern examples plus linguist quotes equals a great essay. Now, as I said, there are many other factors that contribute to a great essay, such as meta-language structure, grammar, expression, but that's not what we're focusing on today. We're just focusing on modern examples and linguist quotes. Now, many students have complained to me that finding modern linguist quotes is very difficult, and yes, it is. I mean, how often do you have new linguists putting out quotes in the media? Well, very rarely. And when it does come up, it's a godsend because you can definitely put that in your essay. However, it must be noted that putting in old linguist quotes is not going to be marked down. But if you do actually find new ones, it's definitely viewed favorably, so that'll definitely give you a competitive advantage. Now, without further ado, let's focus on some of the main methods that I personally use that allow me to find modern examples. And oftentimes I still use these methods when I give examples to my students so they can include it in their essays. So first and foremost, number one is Google News. Google News is fantastic to use simply because Google is a massive consolidator. They've consolidated all this information across the web from credible and reputable sources into one simple location. So the easiest way is to go to news.google.com.au and simply type in keywords from the meta-language list like euphemism, slang, jargon, Australian slang, and often you can include pre-modifiers before the meta-linguistic terms such as Australian slang. And what this does is it allows Google to search through all the articles across the web, or the recent articles across the web, and display relevant results peculiar to your meta-linguistic term. So, for example, as you'll see in the article, which I'll link at the bottom of this in the description, you'll notice that if you type in the word euphemism on Google News, it comes up with many articles that talk about how this word is a euphemism and how what this word euphemizes and so forth. And again, you can take that and put that in your article, in your essay, sorry. Secondly, we have newspapers. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I do like to read newspapers from time to time, and often it's an underutilized resource, probably because it takes too long to read through a newspaper. In particular, pay close attention to The Age and the Herald Sun, and in particular, also pay close attention to the comments section of both the Herald Sun and The Age. So by paying attention to the comments section, it allows you to see people's views and opinions of the world, and oftentimes they'll be talking about examples of obfuscated language or archaic lexemes or things of this nature which you can actually take and put into your essay. Now, in addition, in newspapers, you'll also find that many journalists use Australianisms like poly and so forth. Next, being very similar to Google News, is Google Search. Now, Google Search has to be used a bit differently because Google Search will display often old articles at the top. Doesn't mean they're not good, it just means they're not modern. So the best way to go through Google search is to, under search tools, click on country Australia, and then click on past month or even past 6 months. And this allows you to filter through old articles and only display modern articles. And again, in Google search, you must be typing in key meta-linguistic terms such as slang, jargon, euphemism, and so forth. Now, next, let's move away from technology and more to on the street. So when you're when you're driving along or being driven, or just simply walking on the street, you'll notice that there are posters and things around you which all the time can have great links to anything in English language. So when I was driving a few months ago to a tutoring lesson, actually, I noticed a big sign on the road that said, "Road safety cameras save lives." And I thought about that for a second, and I thought, why did they not say speed cameras save lives? And it's simply to do with the fact that a road safety camera is a euphemism for speed cameras. So basically, by appealing to the security side of human beings, the government can effectively persuade you to accept their existence and look at them in a more positive light. So rather than saying, oh, it's going to take my money away, you might say, well, hang on, it's actually going to save my life. And what do we value most as humans? We value our security and our safety. Next, we move to conversations. So this one, again, is away from technology. When you're at a party or something like that, you might pick up on a new slang term that your friend uses, or at school, or something like that. So for example, in early 2015, one of my friends had said, "I just Ubered here tonight," which again comes from the Lexeme Uber, so the transportation app. And again, this shows the technological influence on society. So there you have it, guys. These are the main ways of finding modern examples for 2016. If you do have any other ways, let me know. Put in the comments and I'll be sure to include it in the article. But if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you very much.